Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa Pinsker and I help people get published in top tier magazines so they can live their dream lives as travel writers, jet setting VIP for free, as seen in magazines, and as published writers. So, I want to talk today about the 5 steps. There are 5 steps to getting published anywhere. And there's 5 steps to pitching in general. You could use these 5 steps to pitching for pitching a startup with your pitch deck. So you're pitching to investors. You could use this to pitch your company to a journalist. And you could use this to pitch yourself to an editor. So the first thing to learn is it's all about the audience. So choose your audience. Who are you pitching to? Okay. Step 2, you probably would assume is to figure out what you're going to write about. But here's a little hack. You could instead figure out who you want to write for, where you want this to be published. Maybe instead you're like, you know what? I am obsessed with getting in the New York Times. Or for a lot of entrepreneurs, Forbes, right? And great, that's awesome. So let's take the New York Times, for example. You would pick your publication, then pick where in that publication. So for essayists, everyone's dream gig is to get into the Modern Love column. Modern Love has been around for a long time. I met the editor through my mentor, and we're Facebook friends. So I see that he is like, I saw when it became a TV show, and I think a movie. Is it both? Well, it's one or the other, but it's definitely was a book first, meaning the best modern loves, and then I think a TV show, and I think a movie. But it's open to the public, and that means that anyone can pitch Modern Love and get published in New York Times, and not just New York Times, but Modern Love. However, for you as seen in folks, good enough just as seen in the New York Times, that's awesome. And we could talk about other ways to be as seen in, because being a source is as seen in as well. So pick your publication. Okay, then obsessively research it. So read 10 Modern Loves. Read the book, The Best of, and study it. Study the language. What are the titles like? Study the vibe, the voice, the tone. And so this is a misconception that, in craft classes, people are teaching what is your voice. Now, that's part of craft, and eventually we have to learn our voice as a writer. But when we're writing for a publication, we're writing that publication's voice. So it's about what their voice is. And then you, of course, telling your story, but in that tone. Okay, so you research it really well, and then you have to write your cover letter, your query letter. That's an art in itself. And here are my tips for that. By the way, if you were pitching a journalist, it's the same thing. You're writing a query letter. This is a press release, similar. So you want to start with a personal connection that you either potentially actually know someone there. Like when I work one-on-one with my clients, I allow them to say, Alyssa Pinsker gave me your name because I did, and I know that editor. I have a list of 500 editors. I don't know all of them personally, but they are warm leads because there's information about them as what they're looking for at the moment. And that list is going to be available. I'll post the link below, and it's available as media database for just $2.97 is my intro price. So it is all who you know. And Rolodexes are life. What did I say? Network is net worth. So when you're approaching this editor, you might want to say something like, what you can offer them, or what about them. So I've read your article, I read your book, I loved it, I love the part about this. Um, you know, you could go so far as be like, hope you're keeping warm in the Hamptons this summer. That doesn't make sense, but it's less about that and more about that you care about them as a person. So you read their book. And I was gonna tie this into the Anna Sorokin Netflix special, and I'll talk about that later, and like what she did, and like what was true and what was false, like fact checking that. But she did always offer. She offered cash. And this is just a rule of grace that before you ask someone for something, offer them something. And that's just good manners. And that's just a great rule of life, and it will get you very far. I don't know who's teaching this, hey, can I pick your brain? No. No mentor wants to get their brain picked. This doesn't even sound fun. And not for a cup of coffee either. So what you can offer them, it doesn't have to be cash. It doesn't have to be payment. Although when you're hiring a coach, that's what you're offering them. But you can offer to review their book. You can offer to kind of repost their stuff on your social media. Do anything you can to help a person before you ask them for something. And this is what I love about pitching, because it's like social life rules. So compliment them. I read your latest piece. Okay. And then I have an 800 word, describe the piece and where it fits. So we're using Modern Love. I have a 1500 word piece for Modern Love entitled, and like a gorgeous title. Now, where do you come up with it? Read the other ones. Get inspired by the past work. And just come up with a beautiful title, and that title is going to go in the subject line later. So the title will be, I'm gonna find a real life example from my mentor's book where she quotes me as one of her examples. But and then you're gonna say my piece is about this, and okay, here's this, it's like dated, but caught in the web about my illicit link to my first lover's wife. I hope the Adele song Hello and the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend references make it timely. I love that. But and that's all, it's called a timely hook. So it's like what's going on. And this is just something natural, like there's a lot going on in the news right now, and that is called a newsy hook. So describe the essay in a beautiful way. In Modern Love, you actually attach your essay. So that's why this little 2-sentence example is like got to be really pithy and like super snazzy. Luckily for other places, most other nonfiction places like travel, you just set a pitch. So I want to cover this angle, and it's not going to be, I want to cover Mexico. Like, no, I want to cover the, a girlfriend getaway angle in this resort in Mexico because it's the world's only, that's what we call superlatives. I call them like always put in your superlatives. So a really good pitch, which is what I teach one-on-one. And I can't go give that all to you in this like short video about the 5 steps. So you'll have to book me for one-on-one coaching about how to write the perfect pitch. And then the template is I am my bio. So I am one of the top 15 travel writers in the world. I write for BBC, Lonely Planet, and Cosmopolitan. I've written for like probably 50 magazines, so pick your top 5. If you haven't been published, then you say I've traveled the world and seen this, and this is travel. Or if we're talking Modern Love, I'm a nurse, and any clips you have at all. If you have no clips, just say your bio. I'm a corporate executive. I can't think of a corporate. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. Name, email, address, website, and all that. Then you follow up in 1 week, follow up 5 times. Yep. I would say once a week for five weeks. It took me a long time to go there. I used to wait 2 weeks. Then I realized like no, just because if you get a rejection, just go somewhere else. So I would say follow up. I quit after 3. But if you were like obsessed with this publication, I'd give it up to 5. So follow up 3 times, once a week, and just, hey, I'm not sure if you saw it, and make sure it's right there below. I get pitched every day as a journalist. So I've gotten like following up below. Like, no, put it right there. Following up on this, and what are you following up on? And then you're published, and you go to Tahiti, and if it's a press trip, or your startup is funded with $1 billion, and you're in New York Times. So those are literal real life examples, though. I have helped startups get funding, and I've helped people get published in top magazines, and I've helped people go on press trips. So I am offering for just $18 my secrets to getting published. I am offering for $97 the how to get published blueprint, which is the secrets plus more details plus a short consult with me. And I'm offering my Rolodex for just $297 for a limited time, and that will help you get started. If you need more help, book me. Book a session for 15 minutes to talk about it. And also, you can do a pick your brain session or sign up for any one of my one-on-one VIP coaching programs that last 3 months. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you learned something today about how to get published in 5 steps. Check out alyssapinsker.com, and I will link below all the info you need.